All right, friends, so in this video, we're talking about the Bear Adapt 2 and the Mission Stryde, two premier single cam bows on the market. We got one, the Bear comes in 31 inches axle to axle, and the Mission is 30.5 inches axle to axle. They're both shooting around 60 pounds, 6.5 inch brace heights. The Mission's rated at 323 feet per second. The Bear's rated at 320 feet per second. The physical weight is about the same. I'd say the Bear, well, with that sight on it, is significantly heavier, but without that sight, they'd both be around 4 pounds. The quality knot, I'm putting on the Mission, just because it's a nice machine riser. The features, I'm going to go with the Bear, just with the pick rail and integrated mount and the back bushing. The sight that comes with it, it's a really nice package. There's a lot more features involved with the Bear. Other than that, everything's, very, very similar. The draw weight range is similar. The draw length weight range is similar. The Bear goes a little bit longer, but it doesn't go as short, so forth and so on. It's very comparable bows, and I think shooting them will hopefully separate one of them for this video. But let's get to it. So our first draw and shoot is going to be with the Bear Adapt 2. And what you notice is it's just a lot of take up before you get to the top of the draw force curve. And I will say I like the grip on the Mission a lot better. But this thing dumps back into the back wall. Now you could probably... change that with the limb stops. You could short peg the limb stop and take a little bit of that, or you could long peg the limb stop. You could short peg the limb stop and take some of that, make the valley shorter and take some of that, hard drop off out. And that is an advantage that I didn't talk about. This Bear comes with limb stops as well as the cable stop that's already on it. So, another feature advantage for the Bear. Post shot, it felt really good. So I'm not really digging the draw on this, because like I said, it's kind of slack at the beginning and then it goes into a steep hump, and as soon as it crests that part of the draw force, it just dumps into the back wall. And yeah, it's a nice draw. It's not bad at all. It's something I notice about the bow. Post shot, a little bit of jump, a little bit of vibration, nothing serious. I like that. That is the kind of draw that I like. You feel the draw force right as you start to pull that back, and then it's just really consistent all the way to the back wall, and that's very solid on the back end. Even though it doesn't have the limb stop feature, that is very solid. Yeah, you wouldn't be disappointed with either one of these bows. I'm a lean on the grip and the draw. In my mind, the Mission takes on the grip and the draw. I don't like how wide that bear paw grip is on that. The post shot, 6 in one hand, half dozen the other. I like both of them, but it wasn't really noticeable that one was better than the other. And I've been playing with these for the last couple days, and I've been as equally consistent with both of them, even though the Bear, if you notice, my anchor point's down here because the peep is a full inch higher in the string than it would be on my setup, my normal setups, and what it is on the Mission. So despite it being not a ideal setup for me or how I typically set my bows up, it's still shooting very well. The second part of this video, we're going to take it out to 40 yards and see how consistent we can get with these, just to demonstrate that these single cam, budget-friendly bows are every bit as efficient as you want them to be out in the hunting woods. Anyway, stay tuned. We're headed outside. All right, guys, so today we're testing precision at 40 yards. Now, it's going to be worth noting some of the arrows aren't going to hit in the 10 ring, but what we're trying to do is see how tight we can get them together, a grouping exercise to see how precise these bows can be. The accuracy can be dictated by adjusting a rest or adjusting the sight preferably, or adjusting the pins on the multi-pin sight. So we can manipulate accuracy, but precision is going to be a testament to the specifications, tolerances that these bows are built at, and how good I can be as a shooter. So that's what we're going for, precision, not accuracy. So don't measure it on what you see in the video on that. All right, friends, we're outside. We're getting ready to finish our test. The Mission Stryde against the Bear Adapt. We're at 40 yards. Out of the Mission, I'll be shooting these Easton Sonic 6.0s with the orange fleshings. And with the Bear, I'll be shooting these Easton Sonic 6.0s with the white fleshings. So we'll do the Stryde first. Maybe I can leave the briars over there. I will zoom in from here so you can see the results for each round. I think I'm going to do 3 rounds or 3 ends and see what I think. I'm going to adjust this sight after this. It's hitting off on the far right side of that target. It looks like it's a decent group. Switch over to the Bear. Maybe I'll lock it in this time. That way it stays in place. That one went low. It looked like it was dead center up. Oh. All right, that one was me. Pulled that last shot completely off the target. All right, so since the other camera was fogging up, I'm using my phone, but this is the first grouping from 40, and I guess my 2 closest ones are going to be these 2 over here. Those are orange ones, so that's a Stryde. And in each instance, you see these one, like this one far to the left. This one over here is far to the left. That was me pulling it off. Same thing with that orange one there. So, all right, let's do it a couple more times. All right, round 2, we're going to shoot the Bear first time out on this end and see what we can do. Hopefully I can shoot better than I did last round, because that was pathetic. Oh, that's a good group. Not bad at all. Yeah, much better. 2 of those are in the 10 ring, in the upper part of the 10 ring, and one's just out at the one is out at the 10 o'clock. So I'll take that. All right, on to the Stryde. A little bit low, not a bad looking group. They are low. That could easily be changed with a relocation of the pin, so not a bad group at all. There you go. That's your 2 groups, and I'll give you a close-up with my other. Yeah, much better this time. Let's go check them out on the other camera. All right, so this is your second end, testing the Stryde and the Bear Adapt. And the Bear Adapt is the white fleshings. Mission Stryde is the orange fleshings, and that group is just a little bit tighter for the Stryde again. So, all right, let's go do one more. All right, so this is round or end number 3. Mission Stryde will go first. I think this will be the final one. Good break, good break. Again, it's low, but it's not something I'm going to be worried about. That's pretty solid group. Looking like a decent group again. Man, that was a good group as well. See what she looks like on video. Check it out with the phone. It looks like I have two good examples of a group of what these bows can do. All right, so our final round or end of testing the Bear Adapt and the Mission Stryde against each other. The orange at the bottom is the Stryde, and the white flesh at the top is your Bear Adapt. And this will be the 3rd round in a row that I was able to hold better groups with the Mission Stryde. All right, I hope you all enjoyed. This was our review of the Bear Adapt, Mission Stryde head-to-head. And I'm going to recap a little bit of what I liked about and didn't like about bows. The only thing I really knock on these are always those polymer limb pockets and the modules that go on here. It doesn't have a back bar bushing, and it doesn't have a pick rail or a bridge lock mount for this. It does have IMS, and the True Glow sight is vastly inferior to the Trophy Ridge that comes standard on the Adapt 2 Plus. Although I do like the QAD drop away better that comes on the Mission. So I do like the quality of this better. This is a machine riser. It's very nice. And as you saw in the video, it held really well. It's very easy to get on target and hold groups. And I think if I had a better sight on here, like that Trophy Ridge Swift Duo, you know, the clean vertical 2-pin, I could have had a probably even tighten my groups up a little bit more. But is what it is. I will tell you, with this one, I think you're going to need a little bit more stabilization than I have. I just got a little 8-inch B stinger on here with 2 ounces up front, because I was trying to keep it somewhat similar between the bows. That's the good, bad, and ugly about the Stryde. Awesome bow. Awesome bow, especially for the price. So the Bear, what I didn't like about it is a cast riser. You can see the cast lines in the middle of it. Not really a showstopper for killing deer, but just something I noticed for, you know, quality control stuff. I do like the fact it's got all metal pockets. It has a better roller guard on it than the Mission. And it comes with a IMS Whisker Biscuit, the Trophy Ridge version. I don't know, some full capture bristle rest. And that's, as you saw, that last group, I was able to put all 4 arrows in the 10 ring with this Whisker Biscuit. I just went with a smaller vein, so I'd have less issue coming through those bristles. And it was flying just fine. What I do like about this package is this sight. The other thing I like about it is you get limb stops for this. So I could have made this bow even firmer on the back wall had I put the limb stops on it. And it feels very firm very solid when you get into the back wall. It holds really well. The other thing I could have done for this that would have made this experience better is I could have brought this peep down an inch to where it would have been the same exact height as the one that was in the Mission Stryde, which is at my normal peep height. So my anchors would have been exactly the same. My draw links would have been exactly the same. And everything would have been on the same level as far as equality in the testing. Everybody's going to want to know, because this is what we do now. We got to compare all of them and say something's the best. I'm not going to say either one's the best. I'm going to say for the money you could pay for either one of these, and if I bought either one of these, I would get the Bear bow version and then put what I want on it. Because if I put even this Trophy Ridge Swift Duo, you could buy this. It's just a little over $200. Great sight. You get multiple places to put your tapes on it. You actually get a micro adjust elevation that you don't get on a lot of your high-end slider sights. But then I could put like a Hamsky Everest on this thing, and it would just be a rock star as far as, and then put your limb stops on it, and it would be an absolute rock star in the whitetail woods. If I was going to pick one of the two, I'd actually go with the Bear Adapt. The limb stop adjustment gives me some more fine tuning that I can do with this bow. I can let the weight down to 55 pounds if I need to. I got 2 options for a sight. You know, get rid of this stabilizer, put a decent stabilizer on it that I like. You still get the quick disconnect option with it. There's a lot I can do with this, and as you saw, I was able to shoot pretty good groups when the peep wasn't set up to me. I left it stock the way it is. It's like 6 inches between that and the D loop, whereas I normally go with right around 5, and I was still able to hold decent groups. With that being said, you couldn't go wrong with the Stryde. The Stryde is a fantastic little bow. And for the price, if you're only going to do hunting, and maybe like, you know, whitetail hunting, little turkey hunting, whatever, man, these single cam bows are great for that. And as you saw, I was able to hold some really good groups. I won't say really good. I'll say good groups for a bow I'm not really used to at 40 yards that cost a fraction of what your flagship bows are going to cost you. So without me rambling on anymore, either one of these bows is going to serve you very well. I think you could do a little bit more with the Bear, but either one's fantastic. The Stryde is a great little bow. It would make you very happy, and it would be very much worth your money to buy one of those if you're in the market. So as always, go down to Eastern, take both of these for a test drive with Ryan, tell him I sent you, shoot them as much as you can. Don't just take your first groups as the gospel of what that bow's going to be. Draw it, set in on your anchor, see what you think. If it needs to be tuned, if it needs to be tweaked, have it tweaked, and then shoot it. And then shoot it and shoot it again, and shoot it again, and shoot it again until you get a real good feeling of what you can do with that bow. As always, God bless, stay safe, shoot straight, and happy hunting.